We're back. Haven't budged an inch. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious thing. You can tell by the shirt I'm wearing. It's got fancy crow on it. I think it's supposed to be a Game of Thrones shirt. I can't really show it off, but there's like a silhouette of Jon Snow down there, where the crow's feet should be. Actually, yeah, it is where the crow's feet should be. But, yeah, I just bought it because I thought the crow was kind of cool. I don't watch Game of Thrones. I read them years ago, but I never got into the show. It wasn't an issue if I wasn't interested. I'd love to start watching it, but I have so many other shows I need to catch up on, and I don't have time. It's as simple as that. I'm sure the show's fine. I respect people who like the show. I'm not saying, books are better, book versus show. I'm saying I've read the books, haven't seen the show, want to see the show, don't have time. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Alright, let's see. Initial view, there's some scorched wood and scorch marks sort of at the base of the head. There's the broken part where the horn is, obviously. Sort of a wooden shingle platform type thing, looks like it might be. And paint? I don't really know. Whatever, let's start with the horn, the easy one.
We made this replica from the original Mozilla head for the promotional purposes. We've been using it to let people know that the film is a sequel to the original series.
Even though that's not what Revamp is.
I guess it would be hard for people to tell it was the same monster.
As we suspected, one of the horns appears to be broken. See, part of what threw me is this right here. That's a very clean cut for the horn, whereas you can't see my mouse. In the little picture it shows of the horn we have in our possession, that's a very clean cut. On the Mozilla head, that's a less clean cut. That's nice and jagged.
So, did the head really crush the president?
It's possible, however, there's something I don't quite understand.
What's that?
Miss Nichols, this head looks rather heavy. How do you transport it?
It's made so it can be taken apart. It's not that hard if you know how to do it. But if you don't know how, it'd pretty much be impossible, I think.
Which means it would have been difficult for anyone not involved in the film. My god. So yeah, the fact that it looks like it might be someone involved in the film is becoming stronger. When taken apart, would it be possible for one person to carry it alone?
Definitely. Given enough time, even I could do it.
Okay, noted. Interesting. However, this face is...
Mr. Edgeworth, I kind of feel like I've seen this cow somewhere before.
Indeed, I was just thinking the exact same thing. It was on the board of the President's plane. And in the storeroom of the Black Market auction. Yes, it was. The President's stuffed toy.
So that was a doll of the original Mozilla.
Could this really be just a coincidence? I like the idea that presidents and world leaders have nerdy passions. Like President saying, "We must rule this country." Then he goes home. "Oh boy, I can't wait to watch Mozilla again. I so love that monster movie." That was grabbing lapels. I realize I talk with my hands a lot. Now that there's a webcam, I kind of have to explain the innocuous actions that I do. Yes, the Mozilla doll belongs to the late president. Let's look at these scorch marks. This is clearly thank you. There's a can of paint thinner here. How about the scorch marks? It's probably used for making props.
Mr. Edgeworth, does the area around here look kind of burnt?
It does. Good thing you noticed it, Kay, and not I. This spread out blue sheet newspaper on the side can look all burnt.
I wonder if Mozilla's head can shoot out flames. Well, this old Mozilla design doesn't really look like it could breathe fire anyways.
That's not our main concern. But I'm certainly curious. Although, that would be a good explanation, actually. The prop head's designed to shoot fire. Shit around here got burnt. Some sort of wooden stand has fallen over. The area around it seems to be burnt black.
Mozilla's head should have fallen on... Oh, should have been on that stand. But the legs have broken off. It doesn't look like it can be used anymore.
The broken legs seem to be badly burnt. I think it's safe to assume a small fire occurred here.
A small fire, huh? Is that what burned and broke the legs of the stand?
Okay, here's how it happened. President was standing under. I so love Mozilla. I want to see how this turns out. Assassin with a flaming bow and arrow shoots at the stand, hits it, burns, head falls over, kills the president, uses the crane to pick the head back up and set it over here. Perfect crime. I don't know how I'm guessing it fell, killed the president, and dented the fence on the way down. Don't know how the lock was cut. Oh, he cut it so he could... Obviously, the killer cut it so that they could run in, use the crane. This is the perfect crime! And then just ran out. That is exactly how it happened. You know what? I'm probably not that far off. I'm gonna bet the crane is right. The flaming bow and arrow is a reach, obviously, but I'm betting the crane is right. When the legs broke, the stand would have tilted. If Mozilla's head was on top of the stand,
it would have fallen off.
So... he was crushed by the nose? Is that really what we're gonna go with?
So the head fell down because of the fire?
Yes, and if that's the case, it also have a pretty idea of what caused the fire. Excuse me. You have a good idea of what caused the fire? Really? There's a flammable can next to the heater. It seems someone was lacking in safety awareness. Someone posing as a member of the worker... No, that wouldn't make any sense. Like, how could you possibly know that... Like, if you wanted to ruin the head, it would make sense, but... There's no way to time the heater with the flammable can to start a fire to make it fall onto a guy who's standing under the head. There's no way you could time that out. It seemed... okay.
Ooh! I'm sorry, I'll make sure this doesn't happen again. But I don't think anyone used the heater yesterday.
I see. In that case, I wonder what caused the fire. Maybe the flaming bow and arrow is correct? The head? Non-broken horn part?
Since he had a Mozilla doll with him, maybe the president was a big fan. And his love for Mozilla was so great, he tried picking up the head and got crushed.
Damn it, Kay. I doubt a normal person would have the strength to lift this up. Since he wasn't involved in the movie, he wouldn't have known how to take it apart.
If Mozilla really did exist, though, it would explain everything. Can't you just connect the pieces in that direction for once? With logic, I mean.
Please don't give me that look. We're not going to connect logic here to mean Mozilla really existed. Can we examine the heater?
There's a heater here. Do you think the staff uses it to keep themselves warm?
I mean, that's the roof unit for the heater. The heater's actually in the building. It's possible, although it may be spring and it can still get rather chilly at night.
Mr. Edgeworth, people are going to think you're an old geezer if you say stuff like that.
Even at the best of times, you tend to see things like an old man.
Can't you...
I think that was K, my bad.
Can't you at least try to be a little more cheerful and lively when you talk?
Do I really seem that unlively? The light?
I could probably carry a light stand of that size on my shoulder.
Okay, don't tell me they're planning to steal this.
Of course not. But if I carried this around with me, I could shine a spotlight on you whenever you shout, "Objection!" Man, that sounds so cool. So when should we start?
Never, please. I think that's everything. I can double check. Yeah, okay. That's everything. Time to talk to John Marsh, whose name is again eerily familiar, but I can't put my finger on why. Hate this kid. John, was it? Would you mind if I asked you a few questions?
Hey, old man, you really a prosecutor?
Yes. Old man. Maybe Kay was onto something.
Then first show me your prosecutor's badge.
I don't have my badge with me right now, you little shit.
And then you can't prove you're a prosecutor, old man.
I can't really do a Cartman voice, otherwise I'd be doing that.
Screw you guys, I'm going ham.
I can try.
This kid is a tough nut to crack, isn't he? Want me to give it a try?
Yes, I'm counting on you, Kay. I'm not good with kids.
So, John, you're an actor? Screw you guys, I'm going home. Yeah, what about it? Me. Ma'am. Oh my god, you guys.
Nah, I don't do good enough Cartman. Cartman, you sort of like force all the air out of your lungs with it. So you can say,
Screw you guys, I'm going home. Ma'am.
like, I can get the
Ma'am.
notes, but anything else, it really needs to be more.
Alright, Kyle, let's go. You and me, round one, Kyle. I hate Kyle so much. Stupid Jew.
Yeah, it's not quite right, you know? It's not a good enough Cartman, I think, to be doing. The exception of Batman. I can't really pull off a good Cartman impersonation. I'm gonna stick with the whiny voice. I'm hoping he says "but mom" at some point.
You're amazing. That's so cool. Not really.
Good grief, at least they seem to have worked.
About those horns. What about them? John's horns are special-made prosthetics. John plays a young boy who has a special connection with Muzila. He can communicate with Muzila using those horns, right, John? Shut up! Stop blabbing about that stupid stuff. Ma'am. Oh, sorry.
I think I'm beginning to see the kind of relationship these two have. He likes his milk.
It must be amazing to star in a movie. And you're you're only in elementary school. Ah. Despite how he looks...
Whoa! I thought this was going to be John's 30 years old. Like, he had that... I don't know the name of it, but it does exist. That weird disease that makes you kind of look like a kid forever. One of the guys in Children of the Corn had it. I think his name was Danny. Can't remember. But, yeah, the part of Danny who very clearly looked like a 15 or 16-year-old boy was actually a 30-year-old professional actor because he had that crazy weird disease that makes you look young forever. I think also the guy who played Nog in Deep Space Nine had it. I'm not entirely positive about that one. But, yeah, despite how he looks, he's 13. I buy that. Sure. He looks like he could be 13.
Despite how he looks, John is 13 years old and he's already in middle school.
Middle school's a weird concept to me. I went through it, but I wasn't born with middle school being a thing. You know, it was grade K through 8 and then high school. And it was weird that there was like an in-betweeny school. That was weird to me.
What? But he's so small and he's wearing a kitty backpack.
Yeah, that doesn't help. I'll give her that.
The backpack is part of his costume. He's an actor, after all. I see, but he's still really tiny. It's probably better if you didn't talk about his height in front of... I thought I told you to stop blabbing about stupid stuff.
He's becoming more nasally.
Sorry.
It seems the only thing that's not a prop is that milk carton. The idea being if you drink milk, your bones will get big and strong. That's true, kids. I drank milk and look at me. 2 meters tall and I think just over 100 kilos. Or if you're in stupid imperial form, 6'6" and like 220? I think 230, right around there.
That guy over there, he's the president, right? Yep, do you know him? Yeah, I've met him before.
This boy has met with the president.
That guy makes me sick.
Because he's so jacked.
But that's not a very nice thing to say, and he's dead. Why do you hate the president so much? His views on corporate allegations regarding the refinement of naturalized oil in other countries.
It's like just the most wildly above what you would expect a 13-year-old boy to be concerned with. Like, the most proper answer, it's like, why do you hate him? His political views on X issue that are ridiculously specific. And it's like, oh, alright then, fair enough.
And now he's giving me the silent treatment. The truth is, the president was involved in the film.
The president was involved in the film? What do you mean?
He was supposed to have a brief cameo in the movie. He came by to look around the set some time ago. That was when he met with John.
It's hard to keep Penny and, Kay separate. When would the president be appearing in the film?
We heard he was a fan of the original Mozilla series. And so we made him an offer. We thought it would make great publicity, you see. He comes on the movie set like he's on some sightseeing tour. It's so annoying. John, you really shouldn't say stuff like that. It's not nice. And the man is dead. You are staring at a corpse. Shut it.
I guess he couldn't tolerate having an amateur appear in his film. Sorry, I'm just remembering that, oh god, I can't remember the name of the guys who worked on it. It's not the Wachowskis. The guys that worked on Independence Day and Stargate and 2012 and all the big disasters. Well, Stargate wasn't a disaster, but all the big disaster films. They did Godzilla, and they had, it wasn't a cameo per se, but Siskel and Ebert, who were two film critics that sort of disparaged Independence Day and Stargate, and I think another film of theirs. I feel like they had one more before they made the 1990 Godzilla. But, yeah. They had characters that looked very similar to them, playing like the mayor and his wormy little assistant Toady. And, I don't know, I was just kind of reminded of that with this one. Siskel and Ebert had a great response, which is, if you're going to put us in your film, why didn't you kill us? Because they go through the whole movie, and it seems like you could totally have the Godzilla step on these guys, or laser them or some shit. But that never happens. Siskel and Ebert are like, you put us in your film to make fun of us, and you didn't even kill us in your Godzilla film? What's wrong with you? They stopped making fun of Siskel and Ebert at that point.
Oh, right. Here. What's this? What's this? Ah, this was from yesterday.
Penny's voice is sort of like a halfway between... I'm trying to make it a halfway between Kay and John here. A photo?
Yeah. Since it was developed, I brought it along with me. You can have it. I think it turned out quite nice. So you brought it all the way here for me? Thank you so much. No, not really. I just happen to have it with me.
Excuse me, but may I take a quick look at it?
Oh, sure. Here you go.
Hey! How's it going? I'm dancing. Alright, so let's see. There's the camera on a crane. There's no footprints, clearly. The fence isn't dented. Not much to see here, I think. Nothing really incriminating or interesting. Horn's not broken. Well, it was broken on the giant head, not the costume. This was taken yesterday. Neither the footprints nor the body are in it. Yeah, no shit, Edgeworth. If there were a dead body in that photo, this would have been a much different case. Okay, Edgeworth? Like, for real. Oh, good. Give me my bar back. Thank you. Groovy music. And with that, this portion of the investigation seems finished.
So the murder weapon really is...
Yes, as it stands now, the possibility that it was the monster head is quite high. Again, I don't see how it made that imprint, though.
So he ended up being squashed by the falling head, huh?
That sounds like Lang and his men. Well, it's Lang and some men. Although they're extremely late to the party, the bodyguards and the police have finally arrived. Mr. President! He dives in front of him. They really were far too late. Damn it! Who did this? They'll pay for this. I swear I'll make them pay. He doesn't have his glasses, and that's a shame. His glasses were one of the crazy coolest bits about him. They were weird and different, but he has his glasses in the sprite, but not in this artwork. But you know, this much is enough to put me at ease. The person who did this to Han, I've already got my eyes on a suspect. What? What do you mean? Even though Hong was the victim, he doesn't have extraditional rights here. What? Your country's police have the right to investigate. However, I've already spoken with them. Ah, so you're saying even though the victim was our country's president, technically speaking, we don't have extradition rights in this film lot. He was murdered on our soil. Now, on the boat, or it wasn't a boat, on the plane, and in the embassy from the last game. Was that Zhang Fa? I feel like one of them... I feel like the embassy... I feel like it was sort of... I remember the embassy was split, because the country used to be one, and then they had a civil war, and then it split. And one was Zhang Fa, and the other was, I don't know. It might have been that country that, Lenore, or whatever her real name is, from Apollo Justice came from. It might be. I can't remember. But it might be. I know it's not Curain, the country in Spirit of Justice. As an agent of Interpol, they're letting me assist in the investigation. Well, that's nice. Personal connection, Interpol agent, yeah, sure, we'll use him. So they've already established a plan for this investigation. I've already found my prey. Now it's time for the hunt. Take a look at this! It's a printout of a security camera at the Grand Tower rooftop. Uh-oh. Oh! Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I thought she would be the one killed. Yet, it seems she might be a suspect. Well, you know, I'm not gonna lie. This game's doing a very good job of redeeming her character. She was on our side towards the end, and now we have to defend her to find the truth. Or we'll probably end up defending her to find the truth. That's an interesting twist. We haven't... Oh, wow, this is a really interesting... We've never done anything... Well, we kind of did in the first game, when Miles was being accused and we had to go against Von Karma. We haven't done anything like that since the very first Phoenix Wright game, where the person we've been fighting against is accused, and there's, the new bad guy, or in this case, the previous bad guy, has to show up and prosecute them. I like this. This is good. This is good. This camera records people as they get off the rooftop elevator. And guess who was recorded? The president and his killer can clearly be seen.
Why is Miss Courtney there?
So he's saying Judge Courtney is the murderer. Are you really going to insist she pushed him off the 50th floor? Because let me tell you, that's a long way to fall. This body would not be so well preserved if he fell from the roof of the 50th floor. He would be a red stain with some clothes. It wouldn't just be a nice corpse. I'm already suspect about the whole being crushed thing, because you'd think his body would be pressed in a little bit, but hey, possible. Definitely didn't fall off the roof, or get pushed off the roof.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, I shall leave this offering to the goddess of whatever, you get it. Deliver her divine judgment against Blaise de Best.
Could she, who hates crime above everyone else... Are you saying she hates crime more than anyone else hates crime, or she hates crime more than she hates anyone? Could she, who hates crime above everything, probably, else, have... Security camera photo. Oh, thanks. Agent Lang, I'd like to hear your thoughts. Ah, so long since I've heard that. Not so, that was his go-to. Every, I think I read this on the wiki somewhere. Every sort of guy that Phoenix goes up against, or in this case, Miles goes up against, they all have their own, like, unique catchphrase. Like, Edgeworth had objection. I think Von Karma said hold it. I think the first three were all objection. Lang had not so fast, which was unique to him. Courtney's going overruled. I guess all the Phoenix ones have been objection, whereas Miles got overruled and not so fast. Just now. I also don't like that his voice is that high. I know that's the original voice, but I see him as more of a deeper... I see all of Zhang Fa men as having deeper voices. Just now I heard a rumor at the Grand Tower. Miles Edgeworth, that you are no longer a prosecutor. Damn. Naturally, that means you don't even have a shred of investigative authority. So what would be the point of having a logic battle with someone like you?
Why would you say something like that? Didn't you also just get reduced to being a lone agent?
I don't like her anymore. Hey, answer me this. Even though you've lost your position as a prosecutor, why are you still sticking your neck into this case? Bored, mostly. Got nothing else to do. It's a bit of a dry spell, really, in the whole court system. I could be prosecuting up a storm. Oh, wait, I guess I can't be prosecuting up a storm. Really, I guess I'm just bored. I mean, like, I found a dead body. I want answers. Obviously. Why do I still connect? Like, the last case, he obviously had personal investment in. It was K, and he was still technically a prosecutor. He threw his badge down at the last minute. But he clearly had personal investment. Here he just kind of wandered in and was like, well, let's get to work. Clear my schedule. It's really just, it's not his job anymore. He has no personal involvement. In the last one, before the Blaze to Best incident, that was his father's case. There was obviously personal investment there. The one before that, it was somebody he was supposed to be interviewing. And I believe he was put in charge by the district attorney of the very first case of this game. So all the others, he's kind of had a reason. Here he just wandered in and is like, well, if I'm in the neighborhood, might as well. Agent Lang, why are you pursuing the... Because it's his president. Because you're an Interpol agent? He's also my president, but, you know. Right now, I'm also chasing after a certain person. Yeah, you're chasing after this person, but I guess if they're connected, maybe? This is... I don't know if they're connected. I would research that a bit more, Miles. Someone in the shadows who was behind the murder at the Grand Tower yesterday. Someone who placed Kay in grave danger. Even now, they're lurking somewhere, laughing at us. I don't know, I'm just picturing a guy on the neighboring rooftop with binoculars. We will uncover the truth and bring them to justice. And a title such as prosecutor has nothing to do with it. As long as the truth remains hidden, I will continue to seek out that truth. That is my rule. I know I've gone way over time, but I want to get to a natural stopping point. Ha ha! You're always trying to be so clever, but you really are kind of an idiot. Humph, me an idiot? How rude. That's the answer I wanted to hear. Alright, I'll play along with you for a bit. I've lost all my men and you've lost your title, and yet we still continue to investigate. Let's begin this battle of logic between two kindred spirits. You have my thanks. However, I won't go easy on you. I'll definitely catch the criminal who murdered Han, and I won't let you get in my way. Yes, I wouldn't have it any other way. Lang is probably one of the more interesting antagonists of these games, simply because he doesn't actually show up in the previous game until about Case 3. I think he has a brief cameo, and he's not in Case 4 either. He is mentioned, the first game, it's you versus some other prosecutor, sportsman, or something like that. And he's actually the criminal, so bing, bang, boom, that's wrapped up. The second case, it's you versus Von Karma. The third case, Lang shows up, makes his appearance, big long case. Fourth case is a flashback, and Lang has a brief cameo where he's a cop, but he's not an Interpol agent yet. Fifth case, Lang shows up, and I think that's a really interesting way to handle that particular character. Because in all the other Phoenix Wright games, it's always you beat one of the Pains, and then the main antagonist prosecutor shows up, and you fight them for the rest of the game. Lang was different. He was handled differently. Even this game, Courtney showed up in case 2, and has been here for the rest of it. She's not going to be here now, obviously. We discussed how they don't really do that, but well, she is going to be here, but you get what I mean. It's just different, and I like it. I like that about Lang. I find he's more memorable than... I didn't like... Francesca and Edgeworth are obviously my favorites. Lang is probably next. Honestly, I'm leaning towards Courtney. I rather like Courtney's character. Godot after that. Black Quill is a step down from Godot, and Shadmandi is probably a step down from Black Quill. Oh, God, and the dude in Apollo Justice is below Shadmandi. I don't care for that guy at all. But then again, I don't care for Apollo either. Let me show you the truth that this wolf has sunk his fangs into. Alright, and now we can end the episode 10 minutes later. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Tokenlad. Talk to you later, Shrewd Negotiator. See you around Asklands.